Day 348 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again. Another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 43, multiply strings. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go on and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. Given two non-negative integers num1 and num2 represented as strings, return the product of num1 and num2 also represented as a string. Note, you must not use any built-in big integer library or convert the inputs to integer directly. All right, y'all, that sounds simple enough, but let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure we're doing this problem correctly. I feel like the big thing here is these inputs are represented as strings, not integers, and we are not allowed to convert the inputs to an integer directly, which is going to make the problem, I feel like that's what makes the problem a medium problem. Also, we have to make sure the output is a string as well. The output cannot be an integer. As you can see over here, this function returns a string, so we have to make sure that the output is a string as well. Now let's see what example 1 says. In example 1, we have num1 equals a string 2, num2 equals a string 3, 2 times 3 equals 6, thus the output being a string 6. So let's go ahead and look at example 2, same principle. Example 2, we have the input num equals a string 123, num2 equals a string 456, the output is a string 56,088. So it sounds simple enough, y'all. I think we understand what the question is asking us to do. So let's get into the fun part, the actual solution, y'all. And the solution is not that difficult, so let's get started. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an array to store the intermediate digit results. The max length of the result can be nums1.count plus nums2.count. So to do that, we're just going to declare a variable called digits, and we're going to set that equal to an array of integers. It's going to be int. Then the open of the parentheses, we're going to say repeating colon 0 comma count colon. It's going to be num1. It's going to be num1.count plus num2.count, just like that. Now we need to convert both the input strings into an array of integers. So to do that, we're going to come right here and we are going to say let num1 equal an array. Then we're going to open up the parentheses, num1, come outside the parentheses, we're going to say dot map. We're going to open up some more parentheses and open up some brackets. We're going to say int, open up the parentheses, string, open up some more parentheses. We're going to say $0, and then we're going to come outside of these two parentheses, but still inside the bracket, and we're just going to put an exclamation point. Boom. Now we need to do the same thing for nums2. So for num, we could, excuse me, y'all. So to do that for nums2, we can say let num2 equals same thing, array, open up the parentheses. This time we're passing in num2. Come outside those parentheses, we're going to say dot map, open up the parentheses, open up the brackets, we're going to say int, open up parentheses, string, open up more parentheses, $0, come outside of the parentheses, still inside the brackets, and put an exclamation point just like that. Now we need to loop through both arrays in reverse order to simulate multiplication from right to left. So remember, when we multiply, we go from right to left, right? So that's how we need to simulate that. So by looping through these arrays in reverse order. So in order to do that, we're going to say for I in stride, open up the parentheses, from colon num1, it's going to be num1 dot count -1, comma 2 colon -1, comma by colon -1. Boom. Then we're going to come outside that. We're going to open up the brackets. Then we're going to say for j in stride, open up the parentheses, from colon num2 dot count -1, comma 2 colon -1, comma by colon -1. Just like that. Then we're going to come outside that. We're going to open up the brackets. Now we're going to say let p equal num1. It's going to be num1 square bracket I times num2 square bracket j. And that's going to multiply the current digits. Then we're going to come underneath this and we are going to say let p1 equal I plus j. And that's going to position for the tens place. Now we need a position for the ones place. So we're going to say let p2 equal I plus j plus 1. Boom. Now we need to add the existing value at P2, meaning we're going to carry the previous operations. So we're going to come right here and we're going to say let sum equal P plus digits, sorry y'all, square bracket P2. Boom. Now we need to add the carry to the tens place and we need to store the remainder in the ones place. So for that, we're going to come right here. We're going to say digits, square bracket, P1, come outside of that, plus equals sum divided by 10. And that's going to add the carryover. Remember, when we multiply, sometimes you might have to carry a number over. So that's going to add the carryover to the tens place, but we still need to store the remainder in the ones place. So to do that, we're going to say digits, square bracket P2, P2 equals sum mod 10. I don't know what that was. Sorry, y'all. Mod 10. Now we need to remove any leading zeros, but we need to leave 1 0 just in case the result is actually 0. So for that, we'll come right here outside of this for loop. We'll start a while loop. We'll say while digits dot first equals 0 and two and signs, digits dot count is greater than 1. Then we're going to open up the bracket and we're going to say digits dot remove first and put some parentheses at the end. Now we need to convert the array of digits back into a single string and return it. So to do that, we come outside of this while loop and we just say return. It's going to be return digits dot map, open up the parentheses, open up the brackets, and we're going to say string, open up the parentheses, $0, come outside of the brackets, of the parentheses and that bracket, but still inside the other parentheses, or excuse me, come outside all of the parentheses, and we're going to say dot joined to join them together and put parentheses at the end. Now that should be all she wrote, y'all. Let's go ahead and give it a run before we submit it. Make sure there's no errors. And we got an error up here. It says cannot find string and scope. Oh, sorry, y'all, spelled that wrong. It should be string. Boom, let's run it again. See what happens this time. And it's accepted. Let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. Let's see. Ooh, okay. 4 milliseconds beats 74.74% of users with Swift. Not too bad. We could get those numbers up as we continue down our LeetCode journey. But right now, we just want to be able to solve the problem that is presented to us. And I feel like this is a good solution for that, y'all. So with that being said, before we go, make sure you get one more look at the code. This the top half, y'all. This the bottom half. And yeah, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.